All right. So actually, to recap, all right. So our cascade amplifier was like this. So this was my cascade transistor. This is my cascade transistor, which was connected, which is a common gate transistor. So common gate. This has gone to RL. This is like this. This is my common source amplifier. I'm giving input Vi here. Okay, if I call this as V01, okay, this is Q1, Q2, Q1. This is V0, V0. This is RL, RL. Then for all the no, for all the MOSFETs, you will have this resistance R02, and here you will have R02, R02. Okay, this is the small signal model actually. This is actually the small signal model of a cascade amplifier. Yeah, of a cascade amplifier. Right. When I say small signal model, I'm not writing, usually when you write small signal model, you write it like this, right? You write like this, GM-VGS. This is plus minus VGS, right? This is actually the gate side. This is the source side, and this is the drain side, right? This is R0. Okay, I'm not writing it like this. So you can say this is actually is a pseudo small signal model, right? I'm not entirely representing the MOSFET in terms of this. Okay, so I'm just keeping the MOSFET symbol as it is, but I'm representing this R0, which I require. GM-VGS is not so much required here when you consider the analysis here. R0 is required, so I'm only mentioning R0 here. So that is what this R02 and R01 is. Okay, so with this we have derived certain expressions. Okay, the purpose of having a cascade amplifier is to amplify your output resistance. Okay, output resistance is this resistance. Okay, this is R out and this is R in. Okay, it is the purpose of a cascade amplifier is to amplify your output resistance. So if you amplify your output resistance, the overall gain of the common, the amplifier which you're using here, the common source amplifier, this amplifier, okay, that will actually improve, right? So we derived what is R out. Okay, similarly, we also derived this R in 2 and R out 1. Okay, so we have written that Rn is actually infinite because it is the input to the it is actually the input to the uh, input seen at the gate side, sorry, input seen at the gate of input impedance seen at the gate of Q1. Okay, this is the input impedance seen at the gate of Q1. So obviously when gate is isolated from source and drain, which makes Rn as infinite. Second thing, R out. Okay, R out here is R out 1 is here is R0 1. Okay, so R out 1 here is impedance seen at drain of Q1. Okay, impedance seen at drain of Q1. So there I can see only one resistance, which is R0. So R out 1 is equal to R naught 1. Next, we have R in 2 now. Okay, R in 2 we have written it as 1 by GM2 plus GMB2 plus RL divided by AV02. Okay, RL divided by AV02, where AV02 is actually 1 plus, write like this, equal to 1 plus GM2 plus GMB2 into R02. Okay, so this you can approximate as GM2 plus GMB2 into R02. Okay, so R in here is, okay, the impedance seen at the source of Q1. Okay, not Q1, Q2, seen at the source of Q2, right? And anyway, Q2 is a common gate amplifier, right? It is a common gate transistor. So this is actually, you can call this as input impedance to common gate transistor Q2. Okay, this is what R in 2 is now. Okay, and now finally you have R out. Okay, R out, you write it as R02 plus AV02 times R01. Okay, so this is equivalent to, I'm assuming AV02 is a very large value, not very large value, large value, so which makes R02 as negligible. So this is approximately equal to AV02 times R01. Okay, and AV02 I can write it as GM2 plus GMB2 times R02 times R01. Okay, so this term which you see here, okay, that you can consider it as A02 times R02, right? So this makes R out as A02 times R01. Okay, so the conclusion which you can draw from this is output impedance is increased from R01 to A0 times 2 times R01, where A02 is the intrinsic gain. Okay, it is the intrinsic gain of Q2. Okay, so this is what the cascade amplifier does, right? So now this entire circuit you can actually reduce it to like this. Okay, earlier you had a nice simple common source amplifier like this. This was Q1. Okay, this is towards VDD. Okay, and load. Okay, that you have replaced with this. This is V0. Then you no, the impedance seen in this direction. This is R01, right? So the impedance seen in this direction, it is R01. In this direction, it is R01, right? So for this, the gain is now GM1 times R01 minus GM1 times R01, right? This is a simple common source amplifier. Okay, a simple common source amplifier, right? But now what happens is, now if I draw the same circuit now, Vi, if I do it like this is ground, this is Q1, and this is towards load and VDD. Okay, I'm not drawing the entire circuit, right? This was V naught now, V naught. Okay, so I'll slightly extend this a little bit more. Where is this? All right. Now here I have put some circuit. Okay. So in this direction, the output impedance which was seen earlier was R01. In this direction, if I see the impedance, that is GM. Okay, I'll not write GM. I'll write K times R01, where K is what is it? K is GM2 R02. Right. Now, if you measure the gain, right, it is now minus GM1 times K times R01, right? So here, if I put K value here, it is GM2, R02, then R01. Right. Now if you separate it out, okay, I will write it like this: minus times GM1 R01, GM2 R02. Okay, so GM1 R01 is intrinsic gain of Q1, GM2 R02 is intrinsic gain of Q2. So this is minus A01 into A02. Okay, so you can see that the gain has been drastically increased. Earlier it was here minus of A01. Okay, from A01 it has increased to A01 times A02. So the summary statement here is gain has increased from A01 to A01 times A02 by adding a cascode amplifier, transistor, I can say cascode transistor. Okay, so this is actually the common gate transistor, right? So if if by chance, if both the MOSFETs Q1 and Q2 which you are using are completely identical, okay, they have the same transconductance, they have the same R0 values, right? It is impossible to get two identical MOSFETs, but right, by some God's grace or something, if you somehow get two identical MOSFETs, then you can write your gain as, okay, uh, if the MOSFETs used are identical, okay, right? So that is same GM and R0, okay, same GM and R0, right? Then gain is equal to I can write it as minus A0 square, okay, right? Gain is now minus A0 square. So you can put a small note here, okay, saying that compared to a common source amplifier, cascode amplifier, okay, cascode amplifier provides a gain of provides a gain of a naught square, where a naught is the gain of the common source amplifier. Okay, so what essentially this is a cascade amplifier will actually square, it will square the gain of your common source amplifier. I mean, a cascade amplifier will make the gain of a common source amplifier times square. Okay, that is what I meant to say. Right. So this is a very important feature when it comes to cascade amplifier. Right. So these are the two statements, right, which we summarized in the previous class. Right. So okay. So we'll draw a couple of circuits now. Okay. Here, what we'll do now is uh, we have derived what is AV naught. Okay. We have derived AV naught. As per our earlier classes, we derived AV naught as uh, minus A naught 1 times AV naught 2. Okay. This is the open circuited voltage gain of cascade amplifier. Okay, this is what we have derived, okay, in the last class, where AV naught 2 is, okay, 1 plus GM2 plus GMB2 times R naught 2. Okay, and A naught 1 is the intrinsic gain of Q1. Okay, so we did it till here. Now we need to find out what is the actual gain. Okay, the overall gain of your cascade amplifier. For that, I will draw a couple of statements, a couple of circuits, right? So here is the first one. So this is plus minus. I have a dependent source here. Okay, then I have a resistor here. This is V0. This is RL. Okay, RL. This is ground. Okay, this I will write it as minus A naught square times VA. Okay, and the output resistance is A naught times R naught. So what this is, this part of the circuit. Okay, so I am reducing the entire cascade amplifier to one voltage source in series with one resistance. That voltage source which we get, the voltage which we replace that entire cascade amplifier, right? That is this. See, if you take a output of a cascade amplifier, V naught. Okay, V naught amplifier. That is, we can write it as minus A naught square times Vi, right? So I have drawn a dependent source which has the value minus A naught square times Vi, right? And the output resistance of the cascade amplifier, okay, of the cascade amplifier, that is R out. Okay, we proved that R out is equal to GM times R naught, GM2 times R naught 2 times R naught 1, right? But in this diagram, what I'm assuming is both the MOSFETs are identical. So this has become Gm times R naught into R naught. This is A naught times R naught, right? So this is what is drawn here. Okay. Okay. The assumption here is sorry. The assumption here is both MOSFETs are identical. Both MOSFETs are identical. Right. So this entire thing is a cascode amplifier represented as a voltage source in series with a resistance. Right. So with this in mind, I can write what is V naught now. Okay, I can write what is V naught now. From this, I can write using the voltage divider rule. Using voltage divider rule. Okay, I can write V naught as, look here, I can write V naught as this voltage. Okay, this voltage is V naught, right? So the current flowing will be A minus A naught square Vi divided by A naught RL, A naught R naught plus RL, right? The current flowing is minus A naught square R naught divided by not R naught, Vi divided by A naught R naught plus RL. Okay, this is the current flowing like this. Alright, into RL will actually give me V naught, right? So from this you can write gain AV as V naught by Vi is equal to minus A naught square RL divided by RL plus A naught times R naught. Alright, so this is my gain equation. Okay, the important part here is that you are assuming that both the MOSFETs which you are using, okay, those are identical MOSFETs. Alright, so this is the actual, this is the this is the overall gain of the system, overall gain of the amplifier, including RL, right? Including RL, right? Now, if I draw only the input side, okay, this is actually the output side. This one is actually the output side. Not required. Well, if I only draw the input side, right, then I can write it like this. This is ground. This is GM1 Vi. Okay, remember this is input side. Input side means Q1. Okay, here you have R01, and here you have R into. This was V01. Okay, if you remember, this was ground like this. Then here you had Vi. This was R01. This was R02. Okay, the direction, in this direction, if you see, you get R out1, correct? And in this direction, if you see, you get R into, right? And this was V01. Okay, so this part I have drawn like this. Okay, using a current, dependent current source R01 and R into, right? So if you draw it, you get it like this. So here R into which we already derived. So R into here is simple. 1 by gm plus gm2 plus gmv2 into plus RL divided by AV0. Okay, but the underlying condition which we assumed was that both the MOSFETs are identical. Then in that case you will not have GM1, GM2, R01, R02. You will not have such things. Okay, you will have only GM. So this will become GM. This will become R0. This will become GM plus GMB. This will become AV0. Okay. All right, A0, not AV0. Better. Okay. Right. So here, where A0 is write it here. Where A0 is GM plus GMB times R0. Okay. Assumption here is, remember, both the MOSFETs are identical. Assumption here is, note, I'll put a small note here. Note, both MOSFETs are identical. Okay, identical means GM1 is equal to GM2 is equal to GM. R01 is equal to R02 is equal to R0. Okay, that is what the assumption here is. So from this I can write V0 V01 divided by Vi. See here, I want to find out what is V01. Right, so from this I can write V01 as minus GM into some resistance. That resistance is R0 parallel R into. Okay, R0 parallel R into. Right. So to further expand that, I will write V01 divided by Vi is equal to minus GM times R0 parallel 1 by GM plus GMB plus RL divided by A0. Okay, so this is what we get. This is what is V0 by Va. Okay. Before that, how we got V0 by Vi? It is simple actually. If you only measure V01, it is actually this. V0 is equal to V01 is equal to, it is actually minus GM times Vi into R0 parallel R into. So from this, that is how I got V01 divided by Vi. Okay. So from this I got V01 divided by Vi is equal to minus GM times R0 parallel R into. Okay. Simple KCL, simple KVL. Okay. So from this, if I assume GMB is very much smaller than GM, okay, and very much smaller than GM, then I can write V01 by Vi as minus GM into R0 parallel 1 by GM plus RL by A0. Okay, so we'll keep this equation in mind, and there are a certain certain things which we need to see. Okay, see, if you look at the gain equation which we got earlier, okay, this one here, if RL is large, okay, if RL in this equation, if RL is a large value, okay, that also makes gain more, right? It will also, if RL is more, obviously AV will also be more, right? But there is a problem here. If you keep on increasing RL, what happens is there will be certain effects, okay, certain Miller effect seen at Q1, in the transistor Q1, right? If you go back to your frequency response of common source amplifier, okay, we had a capacitor called CGD, okay, which connects gate and drain, okay. So that, the time constant due to that CGD also has the element RL in it. In that formula, you also have RL in it, okay. So by increasing RL, you are also increasing the uh, you're also increasing the Miller effect in Q1. Okay, you're also increasing the Miller effect in Q1. So you should not try to keep a very large RL value. Okay, this will further explore when we look at frequency response of cascode amplifier. But still, I'm just giving an introduction here. So more the RL, more the problem. Okay, so in this equation, if I make RL as A naught times R naught, okay, we'll see what happens. I'll write the equation again. Go here. I'll write the equation, gain equation here. Put this in a box. Okay. Gain equation. AV is minus A naught square RL divided by RL plus A naught times R naught. So when RL is a sufficiently large value, which is say A naught times R naught, okay, then AV becomes minus A naught square by 2. Okay, then AV becomes A naught square by 2. Alright, simple. Right, now similarly, if I put it here in V naught by VI, in V naught 1 by VI, okay, in this you will get minus GM into R naught parallel 1 by GM plus A naught times R naught divided by A naught. Okay. So here what you will get? Here you will get minus GM, A naught will get cancelled. Right. So this will be R naught parallel 1 by GM plus R naught. Okay. So here obviously when we assume GM R naught to be greater than 1, it is good as saying R naught is actually greater than 1 by GM. Okay, so 1 by GM you can neglect. Therefore, V naught 1 by Vi. Okay, this you will get it as minus GM times R naught parallel R naught. Okay, GM minus GM times R naught parallel R naught. R naught parallel R naught is R naught by 2. Therefore, V naught 1 divided by Vi is minus half times GM R naught, and GM R naught is minus A naught by 2. Okay, so the takeaway here is when RL is A naught times R naught, okay, then cascode amplifier gain AV is minus A naught square by 2 and V naught by Vi, V naught 1 by Vi. Okay, that is your actual Q1 gain. Q1 is a common source gain. So common source stage gain. Okay, V naught 1 divided by Vi. Okay, it is minus A naught by 2. Okay, so here you can see that common source actually no, the overall gain is minus A naught square by 2, and the out of that the common source gain stage gain itself is minus A naught by 2. So here you can say that source stage provides substantial gain gain towards overall cascode gain. Okay, so this is the point which I wanted to make. All right, this one at the end. So this, yeah, better. Okay, so this is the point I wanted to make. So cascode stage, okay, common source stage in the cascode amplifier actually provides a substantial gain towards your overall cascode gain. Okay, because when RL is A naught times R naught, right? Cascode gain was AV minus A naught square by 2, whereas the common source stage gain was minus A naught by 2. Right. So this is what uh, happens if RL is A naught times R naught. And by the way, this A naught times R naught is a very large value for a load resistor. Okay. So more load resistor you have, more problems you will get. Okay. That we'll see when we do the frequency analysis of this. Okay. All right. So any queries in this? This is just a revision. Okay. I will not start uh, frequency analysis now, because many students are not joined, right? So we'll take it up in the next class on Monday morning, right? So we'll stop now. If you have any queries, you can ping me.